And ready? Oh, we're live. David Yurkovsky, welcome. How are you, sir?
Yes, sir. I'm very well. John Dorer, how are you, sir?
That way. Yeah, that way. I'm doing great. Thank you. Life is not fair. David is in sunny Florida. I am in freezing New York City. You get to play tennis. I have to, wear 3 layers of coats. But anyway, it's good to see you. We're going to talk about recent news in the EB3 world. Recent news being our new president, President Donald Trump, and some of the executive orders that he has been pulling down. But first, I have to show everybody something. My son, the artist, did for all you anime fans. This is Naruto. Look at that. This is for all you anime fans out there.
Beautiful,
Anyways,
beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
enough about me. So let's talk about this. The big one is ending the birthright citizenship. So
Yeah, I don't see any problem with EB3 whatsoever. And birthright citizenship is going to be in court for the next 2 years. There are some legit, most countries you can't just, have a baby and become a citizen. I tried to become a citizen of France that way. My mom was born in France, but she didn't live there. I wanted to get an EU passport. They wouldn't even, they were not nice. My mom couldn't even get her birth certificate back from them when she tried. And, most countries don't have this, but the USA is famous for it. And it is, it's kind of written in the Constitution. And then, we don't need to get into the details here, folks. It has nothing to do with EB3. And right now, chances are, if you have a baby in the United States, it's still a U.S. citizen until such time, and it would not be retroactive. It could only be possible if it was going forward in time. So keep having your babies in the USA. They're U.S. citizens.
So is that generally true for executive orders in terms of the retroactivity or, just from this point forward?
Yeah, usually in our law, you can't do things retroactively. But there are certain things a president can do as the executive, which is why it's supposed to be an executive order. The executive order is supposed to apply to the executive branch. So if there are certain employees that work for the president, he can say from now on, like Joe Biden said, from now on, we're going to have equity and inclusion in every executive branch. And in the military, we're going to have a meeting every week to discuss equity. Any president can come along and say, no, from now on, this is how I'm running my company. It's like a company.
Right.
But when it comes to all these external things, we have the Congress makes laws, period. President doesn't make laws. So this whole executive thing is, a lot of it is show business. A lot of it may be to keep your enemies busy while you're focusing on something else, because they want to attack you. So you find some things they love, attack them and keep them busy so that they don't bother you. It's kind of like playing offense instead of defense. And I don't see any effect whatsoever on the EB3. I don't see the executive orders as being relevant to any of your EB3 candidates, neither to the employers, neither to the future employees who will get green cards.
Perfect. So that's why they are challenged in court so often, and the judge blocks them so often, and it kind of goes back and forth.
Yes. Especially something that has a long history.
Right.
It's not like it's something new. Birthright citizenship been around for a long time. It is true that the language in the Constitution is a bit ambiguous, and they've never really looked at it in detail. But we have a long tradition, so that's going to take some. I doubt that'll happen.
Perfect. So, people have been asking me, what do I think about processing times, with our new administration. And you had a great post, a great LinkedIn article the other day about how, and refresh my memory, about how overall EB3 processing was faster during the first Trump administration. Is that true?
That's my recollection. The wage determinations were coming faster. The PERMs were sometimes 9089s where somebody's getting approved in 3 months. Now it's like 14, 15 months, So yeah, it was absolutely faster. I remember it well. It allowed us to do the EB3 sometimes in less than, I think our record, what was our record about it? Well, I shouldn't say our record, but I'm doing the legal work, and my recollection is for you, one of my very important clients who I appreciate. The cases we filed, I think in some cases from start to finish was about a year and a half in our fastest cases. Twice.
Yeah, yeah. So hopefully that we'll see more of that. It looks like Mr. Elon Musk is getting busy. Um, you know,
I've got 6 guys auditing. The youngest is 18 and hasn't even gone to college. He's got the whiz kids who are like the computer whiz kids that can like examine all the money that's being spent and see where the heck it's going. It's like audits. And I think some people, I think it maybe more Democrats, but also Republicans may be panicking because apparently there's been some money going to some very weird things.
you're probably right. Yeah, you know, it's going to be interesting. As far as I know, he's not made his way over to the Department of Labor yet. It seems like he's been in a couple different departments. So
It'll get there. They're going to get there.
you're gonna get there. Yeah.
Unless the Democrats try and find a way to block him. But, the president has the right to appoint somebody, an independent company, private company to do an audit. And in fact, if you're going to audit, who do you want to hire to audit? Somebody within the government or somebody outside the government who's looking for waste and fraud and abuse?
Exactly. Exactly. You're right. So to be continued, certainly. This is going to be an interesting spring and summer, I think.
Interesting times. We're going to probably hear some wild we've already heard a few wild stories
Yeah.
about how some of the money is spent.
Yeah. And we've done FOIA requests for the Department of Labor over the long processing times, specifically for prevailing wage requests. And the data we get back is just mind blowing. How they have, the number of workers they have, the amount of time it takes about 8 minutes to do a prevailing wage determination. They do it by hand. And it takes 5 months right now to 5 to 6 months to get it back. No regard.
And you can pretty much know and look it up online and have a good idea within 5% certainty of what the wage is going to be and figure that out in about a minute?
About a minute. Yeah. Yeah. So
Based on their own statistics that they publish.
right. Right. So
And a lot of those guys aren't at work. They're telling these guys, get back to work. If you don't want to work anymore, we'll pay you 8 months and go find another job. We want people who are going to work. That may be good for us. Hopefully productivity is going to go up in certain areas.
I think so. I hope so. And we're going to continue to press and advocate. But I think we have an ally in Elon in the way that he's going after waste and inefficiency. So,
And remember, Elon is just the front man. There are thousands and thousands and thousands of people that are part of that. The entire executive branch and Trump's entire administration is about, you just bought a business. What's the first thing you do when you're the CEO? You take a look at everything. You check out, you keep quiet for a few months and you audit and figure out what the heck is going on at this company. What can we do to make it, more efficient and better? Sometimes they do things to make it worse, but hopefully they're going to be smart and they're going to make it more efficient. I can't imagine them making it less efficient.
You're absolutely right. I remember that you reminded me of a great story. I'll be really quick, from a business class I took about corporate turnarounds and the people that did it. And the professor was saying, this guy, when he came in, he went to the chief financial officer and said, give me the paychecks on Friday. I'm going to go hand them to each person individually. And he went, and many of them were at work doing their job, and he gave them the check. And there were a few that were sitting at home doing nothing. And he said, okay, you're fired. And that's how we found out where the waste was. So there could be some of that going on.
Oh, there is definitely that going. And not to say I love working at home, and I always was good at doing my homework and my legal work. Some people are workaholics and they work from home. And I always did it that way because I didn't want to waste time commuting when I could get more work done,
Right.
not commuting.
Right.
Unless I need something specific, if it's all on the internet, I need a computer, that's it. Why would I waste time in traffic or something, and I can get more work done. But, that being said, there's a social aspect to work, and also there's a team
Right.
approach with working, and sometimes you need to train new employees, and being in person, there's obviously something to say for that. And, for the unit, like you can't have a team working together if the team, I mean, I guess you could if they're trained to work remotely from day one, the new generation, but I think they're missing out on stuff. I remember when I had and this was already 8 years ago, I was going to hire a new paralegal, and I gave her a computer to work on, and she started typing everything into her phone. And I said, I want you to use my computer. I need to see what you save in there so I can review it. If it's in your phone, I don't have access to that. This is working for me. You need to be working on my computer in my system. And she's like, no, I'm faster on the phone. And
Good.
she did not come back the next day. That was the end of her job. As flat out refused. So, look, eventually all the new you've got like technological wizards. That's the thing about Elon Musk and those kind of people. You've got technological wizards at the top of their game. And they're going to I think they're not only going to find, I heard that one of the kids has already rewritten some of the code for the US aid payment system.
Is that right?
Yeah. I mean, they need to, you know what it's like. It's not all like motor vehicles, everybody all over the world, I suppose motor vehicles are, not. So
Right.
if you look at I really do think, although I got to say, it's not going to happen in a minute, but I think there's a chance that 1 year from now, we may be having a conversation about, faster, more efficient everything at the federal level.
That's the perfect note to end on.
It's my career.
Always a pleasure. Thank you so much for your valuable time and everything that you do.
And you too. And you are helping. You should get, these people get these immigration awards, and they get listed in the top lawyers of blah 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 and the top immigration. They're getting lots of money from and they're nonprofits because they're helping, whoever. Meanwhile, you, John, you have created a path for people from all over the world. Hopefully thousands. I know it's probably hundreds now, but hopefully thousands who want to have the chance at the quote American dream to work in this economy with this amount of quote, freedom in terms of economic activity and being an entrepreneur, starting your own thing, working your way up. And what you're doing is such a service to the entire world for people who are, they're in another country somewhere and they're trying to find a way to come to the US, and there really is no mechanism. How are they going to find a job? How are they going to find a sponsorship? And you have created, with your own imagination and entrepreneurial skill, a legal, absolutely legal mechanism within the EB3 process to make that happen for people. So I think you should get like an amazing Immigration Achievement Award.
You're very kind. There's an incredible team, including you. We can't do it without you. So we'll hold that award together on stage. David, thanks so much. And Guys, we'll see you in the next video.
Bye, everybody.